What's up, everyone? Criddle here, and I want to talk about the Enduring Legacy. You may have heard this is one of the best, if not the best weapon in the game, and I would agree with that for the most part. There are some different cases in which other weapons are better, but if you take this weapon and throw it on just about any Descendant, it works fantastically. So I wanted to kind of do a video on it and show you different ways that you can build it, how I've built it, and all of that stuff. Now, first, I will talk about how this is best used on Enzo or Glay. If you use it on Enzo, he does have his supply firearm enhancer. You do need to go get that mod to really make this weapon shine. For Glay, you want to use your increased sensory and have unlimited ammo. There's two different ways you want to build it depending on if you're using it for Glay or for other characters, and I'll go over that in a second. Then for Valby or Blair, you can use supply moisture and backdraft. Shockingly enough, this gun does work really, really well with Blair with backdraft, and that's specifically because of the unique ability on this gun. So I'm going to take a look at that real quick. The unique ability is quenching. That's the main ability we're going to be looking at, and it does lower the fire resistance of the enemy by 45%. I'll be making a Blair video later on if you guys want to check that out, and it's going to really showcase this gun plus the things that you can do with Blair, because I feel like he's a lot stronger than people are making him out to be. In addition to that, you have the attribute status effect. Trigger rate goes up by 6%, and then you have fire attack goes up by 11%, and then the effective drop off here, basically once you get it fully maxed out, of 0%, so there isn't a drop off in damage. And then I have the secondary of stats here, I guess, of you have the firearm attack, we have firearm crit damage, and then firearm crit rate. Those three I would say are the best three to put on there. This last one down here, I have weak point damage, and the reason I have weak point damage is because I didn't want to put fire attack specifically on there because I already have fire on my weapon, but I want to be able to make this weapon more versatile for other damage types, although I mostly use this for fire attack, so I might end up changing that later. But anyway, I would recommend either weak point damage or fire attack for that last slot there. So this is the build that I currently use. As you can see here, I've got all the standard stuff. Let's look at this one first. This is basically everything that you want to have, these stats right here. You need to have these in here. These are kind of mandatory, which are going to give you the firearm attack, more firearm attack here, and then you're going to get the increased crit rate, increased crit damage, and you're going to get the bigger magazine. I do highly recommend getting the bigger magazine for a couple of reasons, and that's because of the unique mod that we're going to be using. But these right here are almost required to make this gun really work well. The rest of these slots can be changed a little bit, but I'm going to show you what I have and tell you what the options are for that. So let's go back here. We're going to look at the fire enhancement. I do recommend this again because of the unique ability where it does lower their fire resistant by 45% as long as you continually shoot them. So that makes this fire damage just go up a little bit higher. And then going along with that, we have fire priority, and this is fire attack plus 50%. It does lower the reload time, but you can do the cancel reload thing, which saves you a lot of that time. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a video on how to do the cancel reload. Now, you can change both of these if you wanted to, like if you were going to go up against something like Pyromancer, for example, that's already got really high fire resistance. The weapon itself will lower that fire resistance and allow you to take this to take out Pyromancer very easily. I think I did it in a little over 1 minute, which is very good for using just a weapon on him and using no skills whatsoever. But you could potentially take this and do like the chill enhancement or put any of the other types of enhancement on there if you want to change that. With the new update that's coming out, Season 1, we're going to be able to put in different mods or different sockets in these mod slots, so you'll be able to easily change these out, but you do have to catalyze them multiple times. Right now we can't do that, so I have left it this way. Same thing with the fire priority. You could do chill priority with your chill enhancement, and that's just going to increase that damage a little bit more. But I do also want to talk about the chill priority. So something that you can change here, you could go with the superheated gun barrel, which is an option. And if you notice that it does do more fire attack percentage, so it goes up by 30% on the fire attack damage. However, your fire rate goes down by 25%. So what this effectively does, if you were to put superheated gun barrel in over the fire priority, you're going to gain approximately 20% more damage on all of your fire attacks across the board. Everything that is fire damage specifically. Why it's not 30%, I couldn't tell you. There's some sort of weird math the way it works, but it's about 20% across the board. And this also includes whenever you get a fire dot on the enemy and it's burning for those 10 seconds, it increases that damage by approximately 20% as well. The problem with this is you obviously are losing that fire rate by 25%. So if you're losing that, your overall DPS is going to go down significantly, as you can see right over here when we put that in there. The overall DPS does go down quite a bit. So I do recommend putting in the fire priority over the superheated gun barrel, but if you have a lot of extra fire damage that you're doing, this fire attack might end up being better. If you were to change out your unique ability here so that, not unique ability, I'm sorry, you change out your secondary ability here to add a little bit more fire damage, it might end up being slightly better. But I noticed when in my testing that having fire priority here was the best way to go. So I'm going to keep that in. Anyway, fire priority, so we'll put that back in there. The next thing that you can change are these two right here. So you can go with concentration priority, which gives you an additional crit damage on top of your normal crit damage, which is very, very good on this weapon because you can see right here, if we look at it, you have a 20% base plus whatever you can add to that, and then about I think it's a 2.25% base chance, or 2.3%, or sorry, 2.3 times damage on the crit multiplier. And if you add in everything that you can with this and you get all of the buffs and everything, that gets up to about a 7 times multiplier, and it gets crazy high damage. So I do recommend putting in the concentration priority. But the other one here is the fire rate up. So this just increases your damage essentially by 25% because you're shooting 25% faster. But there is a third option here, and that is going to be the concentrate support ammo. So you have concentrate support ammo here, which increases your rounds per magazine by 30%, and your firearm crit hit damage by 6.5%. Now this does stack with the expanded weapon charge here, so you can actually get your Enduring Legacy up to about 205 shots per magazine rather than the 171 that I currently have on mine. Why that is beneficial is if you have a longer fight and you don't necessarily need that fire rate, you just want to have more ammo, then you can get that going with your mental focus, and you have an additional 34 shots or whatever at that 150% firearm attack. So it becomes very, very good when you can do that. Of course, you don't need this in here if you have Glay, because she's going to have unlimited ammo anyway. But I would recommend having the mental focus in here, because once you get those 150 stacks, you keep the 150 stacks as long as you don't reload. So that is another option you can do here, is take away the fire rate up and put in more ammo, and then that actually benefits your mental focus a little bit more, because you're going to get all those extra shots. And this particular mod, the more shots you have, the bigger that damage continues to increase. Now, if you are wanting to use the sharp precision shot instead of this, which is another option, it doesn't make that much of a difference, if any difference at all. I tried this out many different times with a mental focus and sharp precision shot, and my kill times were within half a second of each other on both ends, and I never could get one of them to really shine over the other one. But if you were going to go with increased magazine size, that would actually increase more using the mental focus over the sharp precision shot, because sharp precision shot maxes out at around 2 or 3 seconds. I think it's 2.5 seconds is when it actually caps out, whereas this caps out at 150%, and the sharp precision shot I think is 60% firearm attack. So anyway, that is what I would do for this particular weapon. Again, it works with every single Descendant, and I find it to be probably the most versatile weapon in the game. Throw it on anybody and it just works. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff, and come on over to the Twitch stream where I do stream daily and hang out. Maybe we can find some more builds together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!